Hello everyone, this is Dr. E, and for today we're going to be working on conversion of our metric system to the American unit of capacity. One of the many challenges in some of the topics that we're working on in algebra and also in sciences is conversion of the units of measurement. And in this particular lesson, we're going to learn how to produce our conversion factor that will help us in converting one unit of measurement to another. So the American unit of capacity is what we usually use, or the system or measuring system that we use in the United States. So we have a gallon, quarts, ounces, pints, cups, and quarts. And this is the cheat sheet or the conversion or the unit of conversion that we are using so that we can convert one unit of measurement to another. And we're going to be using that in some of our problems in today's lesson. So let's start with converting quarts into gallons. So we have 32 quarts, and let's see how we're going to find the unit of measurement when it's in gallons. So we need our cheat sheet, and all we need to do is to use the cheat sheet to produce our conversion factor that we will multiply to 32 quarts so that we can change it into its gallons. So let's start with setting up our equation. And the equation here is to change 32 quarts into something gallons. And to be able to convert this, our formula is to multiply 32 quarts by its conversion factor. And this conversion factor is what we're going to be finding and formulating using our cheat sheet. And from our cheat sheet, we know that 1 gallon is to 4 quarts. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. And what we need to do is to find our conversion factor by canceling the gallon right here. So we can have 1 unit. This 1 unit of conversion factor is equal to 4 quarts of, or 4 quarts over 1 gallon. And this is what we're going to multiply to our 32 quarts. 4 quarts all over 1 gallon. And notice that I'm using all the unit of measurement or the unit of measurement in my conversion factor, because this will help us in figuring out how to convert quarts into gallons, because you are noticing that we have a conversion factor wherein quarts over gallon is not going to cancel our quarts right here. So we're going to reciprocate our conversion factor so that we'll be able to cancel out the quarts on this side of the equation, and we'll have our gallons or our unit of measurements into gallons. So instead of multiplying it to 4 over 1, let's multiply 32 quarts to 1 gallon all over 4 quarts. And with this, we can now cancel out the unit of measurement using our rule of division of rational numbers. And now we have 32 times 1 gallon all over 4. And with this, we'll have 32 gallons all over 4. And we know that 32 divided by 4 is equal to 8. So that means we have 8 gallons in our unit of measurement. So from 32 gallons, we're able to produce 8 gallons from our unit of or conversion factor using our cheat sheet. So this is how we complete our conversion using this method. So the conversion factor is key so that we can unlock the conversion that we needed to change 32 quarts into gallons. And that's what we did in this example. We're able to produce that conversion factor, and we divided 32 and 4, and it gives us 8 gallons, which is the unit of measurement that we're looking for this particular example. So let's have another one, and let's change 7 gallons into ounces. And our cheat sheet, again, will help us find our conversion factor. And sometimes the conversion factor that we needs to go through several steps so that we'll be able to achieve our goal, which is to find the conversion factor from gallons to ounces. And since we don't have the conversion factor here from gallons to ounces, but we have gallons to quarts and pints to ounces, but we know that we need quarts to ounces, so we will change 1 quart, which is equal to 2 pints, in this particular measurement. So it's all about strategy, and that's what we're going to do. And our strategy is to first, one, change our gallons into quarts, and perform another step, which is to change our quarts into ounces from the unit of measurements that we have in our cheat sheet. So let's start working on how we can convert 7 gallons into something ounces. And to be able to do that, we need our formula, which is 7 gallons multiplied by the conversion factor that we need. And that conversion factor will be coming from, first, 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. And we know that we need our conversion factor, CF, and to produce that, we'll have our 1 unit is equal to 4 quarts, or over 1 gallon. And we're going to use that from 7 gallons into quarts, and we're going to use our the first conversion factor, so that we can find its quarts equivalents. So we'll have 7 gallons multiplied by the conversion factor, and the conversion factor here will be 4 quarts over a gallon. So let's change this into 4 quarts all over 1 gallon. Do we need to reciprocate our conversion factor? We don't need to, because we can easily cancel out the gallons right here, and we are now looking at 7 times 4 quarts, which is equal to 7 times 4 is 28 quarts, but this is not the conversion unit that we need for our goal, which is to change it into ounces. And how are we going to find our conversion factor for that? We're going to be using our next strategy, which is to use 1 quart is to 2 pints, and 1 pint is equal to 16 ounces. So that means 1 quart is equal to twice of 16. So that means our conversion factor will be from 1 quart is equal to twice of 16 ounces. And what is twice of 16? It's 32 ounces. So we will change this into 32. And now we're able to produce our conversion factor from quarts to ounces. And by getting rid of the quarts in our unit of measurement, so we'll have 1 is equal to 32 ounces all over 1 quarts. Now we have our conversion factor to multiply it with 28 quarts, so that we'll be able to find the ounces that we are looking for. And we don't have a space anymore, so let's make a space by erasing this all the way to here. And we know that we're going to multiply 28 quarts by its conversion factor, and our conversion factor is this fraction right here. So we'll have 28 quarts multiplied by 32 ounce all over 1 quart. And from here, do we need to reciprocate our conversion factor? Of course not, because now we can easily cancel out the quarts, and we now have 28 times 32 ounces. So 28 times 32 is equal to 896. And now we're able to achieve our goal of converting 7 gallons into ounces, which is 896. And this is how we convert gallons into ounces using multiple conversion units, just like what we did for this particular problem. So first, we converted gallons into quarts, and we're able to produce 28 quarts in our first step. And for the second process is to convert our quarts into ounces, and we're able to produce our conversion factor by 32 ounce per 1/4, and we have 28 times 32, which is equal to 896 ounces. And this is how we're able to convert 7 gallons into ounces. And this is one of the many different ways on how we can use our cheat sheet in producing our conversion factor. And the metric system is widely used in other parts of the world. So in the US, we usually use the American capacity units or units of capacity. But in some parts of the world, we use liters, milliliters, deciliters, and so on. So this is what we use for its conversion factor. We use cubic centimeter to use as a unit of measurement when we are working with masses or mass for this particular unit of measurement. So let's go ahead and start working with familiarizing ourselves on how we can visualize ounces, liters, milliliters, deciliters in our everyday lives. So a common unit for drug dosage is the milliliter or ml, or cubic centimeter or cm raised to the third power. And the notion cc, if you heard it from your science classes, it is also used for cubic centimeters, or an abbreviation for cubic centimeters that is widely used in medicine. And a milliliter and a cubic centimeter are the same size, so each of this size is about 1 sugar cube. So this is your visual for the metric system that we are using for mass. So we have 1 cubic centimeter, which is similar to 1 cube of sugar, and 5 ml is similar to about 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon. And we have cm cube, or when we are using a syringe, we are using a cubic centimeter to measure its content. So these are some of the many examples that we can use to visualize this type of unit of measurement. So let's go ahead and convert 340 ml to liters. And we know that liters are bigger or heavier than milliliters. So that means we need our conversion factor from our cheat sheet. And from here, our reference will be from our table. We have 1 liter here into 1,000 milliliters. So we're going to be using this information to be able to produce our conversion factor. So let's try and use our method again. So we always start with writing out what we're going to convert. We're going to convert 340 ml into liters, or big letter L, and we know to convert it to liters, we're going to multiply 340 ml. Don't forget the unit of measurement in your formula or in your conversion factor, and you're going to multiply it with CF, which is a conversion factor that we're going to be using. It's not readily available, but we need to produce it using our cheat sheet. And it's going to be easy because it's already here. 1 liter is equal to 1,000 ml. So we're going to need our conversion factor of 1. So 1 unit of this is going to equal to 1 is equal to 1,000 ml all over 1 liter. And this is what we're going to be using to multiply 340 ml with, so that we can find our conversion. And that would be 1,000 ml all over 1 L. Now we know that we cannot cancel out the ml in this particular conversion factor, so we need the reciprocal instead. So we need another step for this, and we're going to multiply 340 ml to its reciprocal from our CF, which is 1L all over 1,000 ml. And now we can cancel out the ml, and now we have 340 times 1L over 1,000, which is equal to 340 L all over 1,000. And to be able to convert this into decimal, it's pretty easy because we have 1, 2, 3 zeros in our denominator, and all we need to do is to move our decimal value from here at the very end 3 times, because we have 3 zeros. So we have 1, 2, 3 movement to the left, and now we have 0.340 liters, or we can also write it as 0.34 liters, and they are just the same. And this is how we're able to use our cheat sheet, which is this unit of measurement right here, and found our CF using a little bit of algebra to be able to produce 0.34 liters from 340 ml. And this is how we convert our metric system from milliliters to a liter. And conversion factor is key. And to be able to produce our conversion factor, you just need to know how to manipulate your cheat sheet so that it will work for you. And this is our conversion from 340 ml, which is equal to 0.34 liters. And your number bender challenge for the day is for you to convert 6.2 liters into milliliters. So you need to have your cheat sheet, and you need to have your conversion factor, and producing your conversion factor is easy if you know how to manipulate our unit of measurement. And this is our lesson for today in conversions. It's challenging, but with practice and with understanding how a unit of measurement can be converted from something big to something smaller depending on the unit of measurement that you are using, it's going to be really simple. So practice is key so that it'll be easy to get less confused with a skill like this. This is Dr. E, and see you again next time. Bye!